My name is Stefan Koolen. I am from the Netherlands, Rotterdam actually, that's where I live. And I'm a lawyer, immigration law. Because I'm a lawyer representing the Cubans, of course, I do not get a lot of information from the authorities in an unofficial manner. But what I've heard is that most people were very happy to see them because they're in general they're happy people, go along. They do not complain too much, not a lot. They tend to be positive in their attitudes towards everybody. They don't pick I like you better, or they're good with women, men, people of color, people white. Doesn't matter for them, it seems to me. So I think in general everybody, also the authorities, were very considered them nice guests, as we can say. There has been subconsciously maybe this attitude that, well, they're just trying to get a better life economically, and they're not fleeing persecution necessarily, but more an economic thing, because they came in such big numbers at one moment. So they were not taking as serious as they should, I think. And they tend to claim that the situation has developed significantly for LGBTI in Cuba, which is mainly due to the fact that Mariela Castro has become like a spokeswoman, spokesperson, the president of Senesex, I think it's called, promoting their rights, so to say. And I think it's mainly that is the main reason why they are justifying their negative decisions. And there are some other arguments they bring forward, like, for example, a lot of transsexuals and gay people, they claim to have been arrested, which is never disputed. But what they say is that you have been arrested based on public order. So, and the people have not been able, according to the court again, to prove that they have been arrested based on their sexual orientation and not based on public order. Very worrying. And what worried me the most part about the decision so far is that the court, without explaining a lot, accepts that it is possible to receive protection in Cuba from violence from civilians, but also from persecution by authorities themselves. There has not been much debate about it, but in my opinion, I know a little bit about history, but socialist countries tend not to have independent judiciary. Well, I have one client who has been molested and even raped by police officers. And just to say, well, you can get protection from somebody is also on a personal level an insult, but then you should be very careful, and you should be able to support your argument as a government, I think, or as a court, why you say that Cuba has a well-functioning system to get protection you need. When you see that over the past years the group has been marginalized, has been the victim of several kinds of persecution, and they have never been able to get the protection they needed. So what has changed? Just this organization, Senesex, which is not even a governmental organization. I must say the most impressive story always tend to be, in my opinion, the transgender, transsexual, because that group in particular has suffered so much, so harshly, and it is not just Cuban, it's universal in my opinion. They're the most vulnerable group of society in my opinion. The client I still have at the moment, she was able to convey her story, which was very personal to the IND, and which was really horrible to read actually, and it still gives me some goosebumps. And yeah, when you read it, I think it's very hard not to cry and to feel very sorry for her. Then you share it, and then you read the decision from the government, and your heart just shatters because you feel so sorry for such a person. Well, she now has the view of being deported to Cuba, which in my opinion is on very, very, very many levels inhumane.